I spent the entire 12 to 15 hour flight watching Wreck-It Ralph. And then I spent the 12 to 15 hour ride home watching Homeward Bound. Hey guys, it's Hope and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to tell you a very fun story about how I didn't bring my white cane on an international trip and it was a total disaster. Let's jump right in. It is the year 2013. It is June and it is 4 a.m. and we get up to go on our international flight, and I decide that I'm going to be the most sighted blind person you have ever seen. Now, I do have usable vision, but I don't have a lot of it, and it is not a smart idea to leave your white cane at home when you are going somewhere unfamiliar, especially if it is out of the country. So, we're going on this trip out of the country. I leave my white cane at home. It is 4 a.m. and we pack up in the car and we are headed out of the country. Now, that means that going through the airport looks a little bit different. And so we had to do passport things and we had to go, I think, in a different security line, and the security was a little more rigorous. And so we go to the security line, and instead of going through the metal detectors, there is a body scanner. And what I'm talking about are the things where you go in and you have to stand facing, I guess, the mannequin, and you have to put your feet on the footprints on the pad, and then you also have to put your hands above your head, and it's a whole ordeal. And so my family goes through, and then I'm one of the last people to go. And I step into the machine, and the security guard is like, okay, do the thing. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, turn around. I'm turning around, and I'm just like putting my feet down. He's like, no, put your feet. And and he's giving me all these visual gestures, and of course those aren't helping me because I can't see what he's telling me to do. And finally he's just like, yeah, good enough, go ahead. And so I leave, and my mom looks at the security guard and she's like, oh, she's blind, like she can't see that well. And he's like, oh, well, if I had known that, then I would have just let you go through the metal detector. And at that precise moment, I was just like, well, I wish I'd brought my cane. But that's not the end of the story. Another blind girl moment comes when we are lifting off for our 12 to 15 hour flight across the globe to the destination, and there are movies on the screens so that you can plug in your earbuds and then entertain yourself by watching movies. And of course my family likes to sleep on flights, and I'm not a person who sleeps on planes, and so I'm just like, okay, what do I do? And of course, I can't see to navigate the screens because all of the print and everything is so tiny. And I don't want to choose a movie that I don't want to watch or that's inappropriate or whatever. And so I realized, though, that I did know how to rewind a movie. And so I spent the entire 12 to 15 hour flight watching Wreck-It Ralph, and then I spent the 12 to 15 hour ride home watching Homeward Bound. So those are now two movies that I will not watch that regularly, especially Wreck-It Ralph. By the time I was done with that movie, I had Sugar Rush ingrained into my subconscious. And then in the other country where we were sightseeing and going around and doing all this stuff, I have so much trouble. I can't see the curbs, I can't see the stairs. My family is constantly having to guide me around and point out different things to me. And of course, because it's not the United States, the stairs are not exactly all the same width and height. And so one could be small, and one could be high, and then one could be large, and then one could be narrow, and then one could be really wide, and the list goes on. And so they were having to constantly tell me small, medium, large, 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 small, going up, going down, going this way, going that way, and it was just like a whole thing. And I think that my white cane would have helped me so much on this trip, and I didn't bring it because I was convinced that being blind meant that I was the same as everyone else, and if I just faked sighted for long enough, then I could get away with it. And that trip, along with some other hilarious incidents, did teach me that actually the cane helps me to blend in with society, and if I do make a mistake, or if I do make like a blind girl action, then people understand it and don't think that I'm just clumsy or weird. They actually know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it actually makes interactions and conversation and things like that a little bit easier. So that was my experience of not bringing my white cane out of the country. It was very hard, not recommended at all. So if you are someone who doesn't like using your cane for whatever reason, this video, I encourage you in this video to use it, because it will help you more than you think it will. It's interesting. The tools that we think are going to hinder us or make us look different or set apart actually is the thing that gives us independence, whether that be a white cane or glasses or a crutch, or whether that be something emotional like therapy and counseling. Whatever it is that you think is maybe stigmatized or is going to set you apart for some reason, it might actually be the thing that helps you the most and makes you feel like you aren't set apart. So that's my encouragement for you for this week. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, share, do all the things. And if you made it to the end of this video, comment with an emoji of fireworks. Fireworks. I'd love to see all the fireworks. I will see you all in your next video, and until then, I hope that wherever you have a reward system set up, whether that be Starbucks or a restaurant or whatever, that you have racked up enough points to get a sizable discount on your next drink or meal or whatever. And I'll see you on the next video. Until then, have a great day. Bye!